was an outpatient easy surgery. I'm feeling so much better. There's Miss Tony.
Hey! And we are live. I know y'all just heard that. Hey! It is raining outside. It is pouring. Y'all have no clue what it took to get here. All the way from South. I'm coming from the South. Tony's downtown. And we have Karen, Southfield. So you are watching Politics with the Princess. I'm sorry. We literally just sat down. I'm not going to tell you any stories. We were like just running, trying to get here. You're watching Politics with the Princess on WJZZ Cool TV, streaming live from Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. Like, share, comment, subscribe. If you want to be a sponsor, for my show, let me know. You know, I'll wear your shirt and all that good stuff. Call us at 313-355-6018. And you guys, so I am a two co-hosts, the lovely Tony from downtown. We'll say Tony from downtown. And then the lovely Karen. And Karen Thornton will be bringing us our hot business every week, right? Our hot black business. If you know of any black businesses that you want to call in and like tell us about and like, you know, put a big ups to them and they're doing their job, call in at 313-355-6018 or find Karen on Facebook and say, Karen, you need to know about this black business. Look, I got my mask on. You can tell I'm just running here, right? We also want to tell you to call in to discuss this amazing topic, and I hope you all did your homework because I told you to do your homework.
I did some homework.
So, I want to know, and I'm pretty sure viewers out there want to know, who is the African-American leader or organization that you believe that is leading African Americans throughout the state of Michigan, right? So we want you to call in and tell us who do you think and why. It can be a person, an organization, a group of people, whatever, a company, I don't know. The phone number is 313-355-6018. And when I say leading, I'm saying pouring into, helping get to the next level, whether it be in politics, business, whatever. Who is that person, group, organization that is supporting black people, African Americans, carrying them, taking them to the next level, helping our youth? It can be an amazing person. Call in 313-355-6018. Get y'all YouTube, Facebook, tell your friends to call in. I want to know. Don't be scared to call in. We really want to know who that is. And so, we'll start with you, Tony. Do you want to, or you want to?
I'll wait because, honestly, I feel like we shouldn't even get straight into who.
I want to give my example.
So what?
Oh, we have a caller. We have a caller already.
Yes.
Hello, caller. Welcome to Politics with the Princess. What's your name?
Hello. Good morning. Good afternoon.
We can't hear you. Can we turn it up somehow? Is it us?
Hello. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. What is your name?
Okay. Hi. My name is Karen Burton. I'm with Space Lab Detroit, and I know Karen Thornton.
You know Karen. Hey, Karen.
I know.
So
awesome businesswoman, very knowledgeable, and knows everybody.
Hey, look, that's why we have her, because we want to know. She's an awesome business person. I've known Karen for some time now. And what I want is to make sure we highlight a business, an African-American business, every Friday. Okay. We can at least do that, right? So Karen is responsible for that. So maybe you can help Karen out. But our topic for today is African-American leaders who are doing their job to help African-Americans throughout the state of Michigan. Do you know of any that you would want to shout out today?
I I know quite a few.
Can you give us a couple and why?
Well, I will start with a business that I have called Noir Design Party.
We can't hear you. Say that one more time.
I said I will start with a business that I have called Noir Design Party, and my business partner is Sandra Little. She is a licensed architect, and through Noir Design Party, we highlight the work of Black architects in Detroit. A lot of people say that they don't know any Black architects. They haven't heard of any Black architects who are doing work in the city and around the state. But we know quite a few. My background is in architecture, and we want to highlight the work of the people who have designed the spaces that we live in, that we work in, that we pass by every day. And we want people to know that African Americans have shaped the landscape of this city.
So, you just made my heart so warm, because I do know of some Black architects, first of all. And so, yeah, art history is one of my favorite subjects in college. I know it may be boring to others, but just studying the columns, the Gothic age, and all that stuff is very fascinating, okay? I know
that was one of my favorites.
I love it, okay? And so, because why did they build it? The purpose, the meaning, the material that they used, the strength of it, that it lets you know how long something can stand, right? So it's very, very important when you're dealing with structure. I want to say awesome to you. Karen knows you, so we want you here. We want to help push you. And, like, how do you give back to, like, do you help people go to college? Do you do stuff with kids? I don't know. Tell us just a little bit more, because I'm fascinated now.
Okay. So there's also the National Organization of Minority Architects. And there is a chapter here in Detroit, very active. And one of the activities that we have annually is Project Pipeline. And it's a summer camp for high school students, and we may include some middle school students as well. But to introduce them to architecture, it's a hands-on activity. So, before COVID, we were having a day camp where they would come in every day, work on an actual architectural project, take tours around the city to different sites. Last year, it was virtual, and we had students not only from Detroit and Michigan, but as far as Jamaica, and I think a couple in Europe. There may have been a couple in Europe, but I know there were some from Nigeria as well who were involved in the camp. So
this is wonderful. This is amazing. So
I am looking up the dates for Project Pipeline this year. It's going to be regional, so we will be working with several chapters in the Midwest region, but it is open to all high school students, and it is free.
Well, please, 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 make sure Karen make sure Karen has that information. We will want to welcome you here so you can, help put that information out more. And I'm excited about it. Look, you just brought one of my loves back. I may not be an architect or become one, but I want to know more. Is that so nerdy?
Okay.
I love,
you can always appreciate
have you ever
right?
Have you ever taken art history?
Me?
No, I'm talking to our co-host, Tony. I know you did. You had to.
I'm sorry.
But thank you. No, I'm sorry. It's like you're here in the studio with us already. Thank you very much for calling in.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You are you're family now. So you are so welcome to come back.
All right.
Come in. We're going to have to get that scheduled.
I look forward to and let's talk about art history and architecture some more soon.
Because I think most kids, this will help benefit them. Like, you don't know what you want to do really until you're exposed to all type of things. Exposure changes your mind. So,
exactly.
It can be, because, it's a lot of kids that have that drawing talent. They don't know that you can just draw a whole building and then see it become standing downtown somewhere in the future, right?
Blueprint,
Just
Right,
that,
right.
just that,
Standing
just
downtown,
sowing
or
that
you can live
seed
in it.
is amazing to me. I love to sow the
Right.
seeds. So thank you again, and
All right,
we got to
thank
get you in
you.
here with us. You got to get you
All
off
right,
the phone
sounds
and in here
good.
with us.
You hear that,
We
Karen?
will. I will
calling
connect
you
with
anyway.
Karen and we'll get that set up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye, Karen. Have a blessed
All
day.
right.
So our
you all have a
topic
great
to-
weekend.
You have a better Happy Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial Day. All right. Bye.
Okay, yeah, it is Memorial Day this weekend, you guys.
Yeah.
I forgot.
We'll talk about that later, what everybody is doing on Memorial
Oh,
Day. Okay, so our topic today, you guys, is who do we think is a Michigan leader when it comes, who's leading the way when it comes to dealing with African Americans, who's pouring into them, who I always say, who is leaving an offspring, and not just for their own children, touching many people to where when they're no longer here, they will say these words: I was with such and such. I came from such and such. Such and such trained me. I learned from such and such. He poured into me. She poured into me. Anybody, I can name somebody that I know just in politics. When I entered, I heard his name a lot and everybody knows him. And a lot of people that trained me and poured into me came from this one administration. I can name many, but they're not African American. But I can name one that's African American.
I can name one.
You were probably thinking of the same one. Who are you thinking of?
Rose Dady. You know Rose Dady.
Rose Dottie?
Dottie, yeah.
Yeah.
She is exceptional, and she's always there and leading and listening. And
About offspring. We're talking about offspring. We have a caller. Hello, caller. Welcome to Politics with the Princess.
Hello. I just want to make a quick comment to say my organization is the Black United Fund.
First, you got to tell us your name.
My name is Roger.
Hi, Roger.
Hi. And so I want to give props out to the Black United Fund, and for what they do. They have a 50th year anniversary coming up.
Really?
But I think they are one of the premier Black organizations in the Detroit area who sincerely have kept to their mission of helping disenfranchised youth, Black and brown youth, for the past 50 years. And through their success, they haven't deviated from the program or exploited it in any way. And I mention that because I am of a generation who benefited from all of the organizations, including the Urban League, the NAACP, etc. But I have to admit, I'm a little disappointed
Amen.
at the time. Huh?
I said, amen. Disappointed. Why?
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed in three of our institutions, United Negro College Fund, Urban League, and NAACP. I've been disappointed with the lack of progress and advancement in the past few years as far as making an impact in the Detroit community. But with that said, I support those organizations and plan to be more personally involved. But I am disappointed, but that's why I appreciate Buff, the Black United Fund. So that's my comment.
Okay, Black United Fund. We got to write that one down. So I'm also thinking of this person. When I say leading the way for African Americans, that means that they have poured into other African Americans. Okay? African Americans have not just went on to become elected officials or in the business community, whatever, own their own business, nonprofits, not just in Wayne County or Detroit, around the state, in other states, in DC. They have created this huge offspring, meaning people springing out going to do stuff. Can you think of a person like that? I can think of a couple of people, but I have one African American who I first came into politics. And everybody screamed his name and said, this is the administration I came from. I came from this administration. The person I'm speaking of is Comey Young, Mayor Comey Young.
Thank you.
So anybody that trained me said I'm from the Comey Young administration. I started off as a precinct delegate, and then I did this, and Comey Young helped me get there, and he pushed us here, and that's a leader. That's a leader, not somebody that's just doing great things. You can be doing all these great things. I can do so many great things, but if I am not pouring into somebody else, if I'm not pouring into Tony, if I'm not pouring into you, if I'm not pouring into anybody, I'm not doing shit.
Yes.
And I would say shit.
That part.
I need $1 to put in here. I'm not doing shit if I'm just holding it all to myself and I'm just a great person and I did this and I. That's not a leader. No, that's not. That's not. And I know some people use, and we want you guys to call in and comment on this. The number is 313-355-1618. Call in and give us an example of a Comey A. Young. That is the epitome right there. Don't call and just tell me a name. Call and tell me how they poured into others. Like a Keith Bennett. Keith Bennett, we met. You did his makeup.
I did.
So she did his makeup for a commercial about working with AfricanAmerican Leadership Institute for the AfricanAmerican Leadership Awards. And Tony did his makeup. Keith Bennett. What's the name of the organization? It skips my mind. I'll come back to that. I can't remember the organization. But it's an organization that helps. We got to text somebody and ask them. Keith Bennett. To find Keith Bennett on Facebook. I'm so sorry. Forgot the name of the organization. But Keith Bennett has started or is the founder of an organization that pours into at-risk young men. We found out Saturday that he also does women. And so oftentimes I would be around the state. We're going to inbox somebody right now and ask them what's the name of that organization for Keith Bennett, because I want to do him justice. Okay, I cannot do him justice. Keith Bennett's organization. Got flip the script. So, everybody, this is Al Williams, and he's going to talk about a black organization that I am a part of that I know is doing the work. But flip the script. And I say the Comey Young thing, right? Keith Bennett is that. Because I'm sitting there and I find out that flip the script is Oni in Detroit in Wayne County. I've traveled around the state, and when I'm in other states and I'm working with returning citizens and all that stuff, they speak of flip the script. My mouth dropped when I had a conversation with Keith Bennett, and Keith Bennett tells me, no, we're only in Detroit. It's hard. I said, it can't be, because I'm in Muskegon and they're talking about it. I'm in Flint and they're talking about it. His organization has poured into so many people that appears like it's in every county, but it's not.
It's not.
That's
yet.
leadership.
Right.
That's leadership. So, does anybody know of any other, or welcome Al Williams?
Hey.
So, Al Williams is the founder of the African American Leadership Institute and Awards. And I would consider us leaders in the African American community. You want to tell us a little about African American Leadership Institute first and how it got started, or the awards first and how it got started with the Institute?
Yeah, we can talk about it. I'd like to, first of all, say thanks for all that you do on this show and all that you do outside of the show. And thanks for having me on today. I want to say hello to your audience, everybody who's listening, everybody's calling in. My name is Al Williams. I'm with her. I'm also the founder, just so happen to be the founder and president of the African American Leadership Institute. But you know, my claim to fame really is I'm with her. But the African American Leadership Institute started roughly about 11 years ago. During the time, sort of coming out of the time when emergency
You don't gotta
managers.
speak into the mic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And during the time that emergency managers sort of had already taken over the state under our former governor Rick Snyder, and you know, at the time, Highland Park School Board had been taken over. The city of Flint had been taken over by emergency managers. Benton Harbor, Muskegon. There was even a fight in Benton Harbor where one African American leader was jailed for, standing up for the rights of African Americans. Reverend Pickney. We can talk about that story later. But it was we started at a time where we tried to pull together African Americans from around the state to fight on one issue. Because during the time the emergency managers were taking over, we saw that the people in Benton Harbor were screaming, but nobody came to their rescue from around the state. We saw that in the city of Flint, people were organizing and screaming after the emergency manager had switched their water over to the Flint River. But even after that started, nobody really came to their aid until they were poisoned. We saw in Pontiac when their school board got taken over, or in Highland Park when they eradicated public schools, period. People were screaming, but the masses weren't really coming to their aid, and we weren't organized enough as African Americans to defend our quality of life together in every single city on one front. And so we started the organization to bring together African Americans at least on one issue every single year. One issue that would affect our quality of life. When they started closing, when Rick Snyder and the education community started closing down, education department started closing down high schools all over the state of Michigan. We were in Benton Harbor, Muskegon, Flint, Pontiac, Kalamazoo, Battle Creek, as well as here in Detroit and Highland Park, fighting that issue, trying to save the most important education system, a public education system that we have for our kids. Not to say that you only have to send your kids to public schools, but we wanted to make sure that we defended that opportunity for parents. And so we've grown into a training organization that trains leaders all over the state of Michigan.
Not just all over the state of Michigan.
Well, yeah,
we train leaders outside of the state of Michigan.
Absolutely. And then we also have started the African American Leadership Awards through the African American Leadership Institute. Yeah.
So I want to let you know, if you just tuned in, you are watching Politics with the Princess on WJZZ Cool TV, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. You can follow, like, share, or even comment. Make sure you subscribe, though. And we are here with our two co-hosts. Karen, please send all your black businesses to Karen Thornton on Facebook. Tony is just Tony on Facebook. I don't know how she does that. But Tony, if you're fashion, whatever you want to say, you want to gossip, please send it to Tony, and Tony will give it to me. Also, we just know that we are getting mail, you guys. We are getting mail. We just found out. Yes. So, we do not do hookups on this show. You will have to find us on Facebook. Please don't bother Roger with that. Getting back to the topic, please call in. The number is 313-355-306018. Let's do that one more time. 313-355-6018. And call in and let us know, who do you think is leading the African Americans and throughout the state of Michigan? And when I say lead, pouring into them, helping them find their directions. When they call from a Benton Harbor, who goes across there to help them fight their problem. I can say firsthand that I have seen the African American Leadership Institute. Was that 2 years ago? Was this 2 years ago when Benton Harbor was having trouble with their school openings? I don't want to get on this topic. Their school closing, and you jumped right in and host press conferences and did all that great stuff and helped them organize to help keep their high school open.
Well, the mayor of Benton Harbor is a member and has been through a lot of our trainings at the African American Leadership Institute, and so, we wrap our arms around our people. And so when he called and said, I know we having an issue. This means a lot to the African American community in Benton Harbor, and we need help fighting this.
So much so, he was even fighting against me, but he was fighting for the right thing, right?
Yeah, we stepped up. and helped him do a number of different things to keep Benton Harbor High School open, which is actually the oldest high school in the state of Michigan, with the most seasoned tradition in athletics. You think about the amount of African Americans that have come out of Benton Harbor. Sinbad went to Benton Harbor High School.
Sinbad. But the athletes.
They got tons and tons of professional athletes.
Their high school basketball team is legendary.
They just had
I found that out.
They just had Mr. Basketball from 2020. He's at Butler University now, Schoolby. We're actually honoring him this year on June 17th and June 19th during Juneteenth celebration. Because he never, every year, Mr. Basketball, whoever wins, they get a ceremony sponsored by the state, and it's usually at the Detroit Athletic Club right by Tiger Stadium. Mm-hmm. Well, because of COVID last year, neither Mr. Basketball from Benton Harbor nor Mrs. Basketball from Detroit actually got their ceremony. Both of them are African American. This is the first year since they've been doing this that they didn't get a ceremony. So we're going to properly give them the right ceremony that they deserve and they should have had last year on June 17th and June 19th. So Scooby's coming home. It's going to be great to see him from all the way from Butler and through Benton Harbor by way of Benton Harbor High School. It's going to be great to give him that award this year.
So you mentioned that, and I want to get into this. I want to get more detail into this because this is our 4th week. First of all, yay to us. We made it a month. I didn't think I was going to make it that first week, okay? And I almost didn't make it today because it's raining like crazy, right? But I'm just shocked that we made it 4 weeks. This is week 4. That part, though. So, every week, I want to discuss the African American Leadership Awards. Why? Because it's very important. And that's the reason for this topic today. We have the African American Leadership Awards. It's usually in February, Black History Month. Because of COVID-19, we could not do it in February. And so we said, you got Juneteenth, right? It's coming up. So we have 4 days of fantastic events doing so many incredible things, right? We kick off on a Thursday, June 17th. But before we get into the week, because we're going to take the next 30 minutes to talk about the African American Awards and discuss African American leadership that came out of it, that helped create it, and in what came out of it, right? 30 minutes is not a long time, but we'll try, right? Mm-hmm. So, I want to know from Al Williams, what does the African American Leadership Awards mean to you? And then we can get to the 4-day extravaganza.
Yeah. Woo! Yeah, this year is a 4-day extravaganza, but the African American Leadership Awards, to me, is about sharing history and legacy of African Americans who've helped to improve our quality of lives, no matter what. Sharing that history to inspire leaders of tomorrow, as well as honoring the leaders of today. So I like to say it's about sharing history to make history. That's what the African American Leadership Awards is about. For instance, you know, a lot of people of our time, and this is really one of the main reasons why we started it. There's a guy by the name of Richard Austin. A lot of people don't know who Richard Austin was. If I say that name, you ever heard the name Richard Austin?
I have not.
All right, a lot of people in
Listen to
my
this.
generation or younger, you ever heard the name Richard Austin?
Yes.
Right, and so Richard Austin is the longest serving Secretary of State in the country. Not only is he the longest serving Secretary of State in the country, longest serving Secretary of State in the state of Michigan, he's also one of the longest serving statewide office holders in the state of Michigan. He just so happens to be black and from the city of Detroit. At a time when black folk wasn't getting elected in the city, he was elected statewide as a Secretary of State. And then he served for years. The Motor Voter Act, meaning the act that where you go and get your license when you were 16 and you were automatically registered to vote. That was copied across the country. Richard Austin started that. The seatbelt law that was copied across the country, first done here in Michigan, then done in California. That was done by Richard Austin. These are things that have protected and improved our quality of life. You have no idea how many people my age were automatically registered to vote because of Richard Austin and had that opportunity to get engaged and get involved. As soon as they became 18, you were able to vote. A lot of people now, if you're not automatic, when they weren't automatically registered, once they stopped that practice, they actually didn't get involved and engage. And so the African American Leadership Awards is about telling that story to inspire the leaders of tomorrow. And I think it's always important to share our history, especially when it comes to keeping legacies alive, like the Richard Austins or the John Conyers. There'll never be an African American.
John Conyers was like a Coleman. That's another leader.
Yeah, they'll never be. I'll never go a year, ever, go a year without telling the story of John Conyers. Right now, today, the conversation around reparations in Washington, D.C. in the halls of Congress is popular now, but when it wasn't popular, when nobody was talking about reparations in the 70s,
John
the
Conyers
80s,
was.
the 90s, the early 2000s, 2010, all the way up until they forced him out. Every year, John Conyers introduced a reparations bill. Every single year, he kept it alive as long as he was alive. And it's only popular now because he kept that conversation going every single year.
Somebody had to fight for it.
Yeah, and so to be able to tell that story and that legacy, I think is important in order to inspire the leaders of tomorrow.
So again, you are watching Politics with the Princess. Al, you gotta say that. So let's do that again. You are watching Politics with the Princess. Everybody has to say that. Yeah, you have to. So on WJZZ Cool TV, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. You can like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe. If you are interested in being a sponsor or doing advertising on here, we have an email. You can email us at WJZZCoolTVofficial@gmail.com. We want you to call in to 313-355-6018 if you have any questions, any comments. Tony, your nails are so pretty.
Thank you. I did them the day after the commercial shoot.
Your nails are so... Look at those hands. Oh, look at those hands. We're not going to show these hands. So, the reason why... Let's do a reason why for me for African American Leadership Awards, and I'll say this really simple. The reason why is that it pulls out and pours into the grassroots community. It highlights those that will never, ever, ever be highlighted on a larger stage. But we give them that larger stage, right? We give them, like this year, we have to talk about this year now, right? This year, a person that never thought that they would ever, ever, ever be acknowledged for anything that they done. And they've done some pretty great things, right? will have the opportunity to accept their award on the newly built Music Hall Amphitheater. You've seen it. It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
You've seen it. It's gorgeous. And so I admire the African American Leadership Awards because of that. And one person was we have several awards named after several dynamic people. But, well, actually it's 2 awards, but we'll talk about one. One award that I like, that I love, is the Bruce Feaster Staffer of the Year. He wasn't John, his name is not Coleman, his name is not John Conyers, but he has left a hell of a legacy and an offspring. He touched so many people around the state of Michigan, where if you just go into Flint, because he was from Flint and say his name, but if you go west, they know Bruce all west. And you say, like, that's a person I can say, Bruce trained. I learned from Bruce, and I'll be somewhere in Nipbucktoo. And I say his name, and it changes the... I don't know. Something I just made up, right?
I've never heard of that.
We just made it up.
Where is Nipbucktoo?
Somewhere near
Somewhere. When I'm told to drive somewhere in the state, and I have no fucking clue where I'm at.
I don't understand how
but
she makes
I
the
would
words
say,
and expects
I make her
everybody
words
to
all the
understand.
time.
She does it all the time.
All the time. All the time. All the time. All the time. All the time. Next coming is Tashawna Dictionary. So, if I'm somewhere where I have no clue where I'm at,
Ebonics.
it's not just African Americans that know this man. It's white people and all type of people that say, oh, you know Bruce? Oh, welcome, 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 welcome. And they give you the world because Bruce trained me. So Bruce Sullivan Feaster is one of those leaders. Now, let's get to the goodies, the good part. Like I got it on paper here. I don't have, nothing's on paper here. So, the good part is we're going to talk about the 4-day extravaganza.
All right, so
We start on...
June 17th.
You don't have to talk into the mic. You can just chill, you know?
Oh, okay. I'm just used to it. I got
Not here, you know. We
I'm
don't
on
gotta, we just, everybody do this. Chill. Woo. So he can just lean back. Woo, come on, try it.
Yeah, I'm a little old school,
Come on.
so
Woo.
I'm a little old school. I do a radio
You're not doing what we're
as well,
doing, though.
So, because I'm not
Are you
doing
ignoring
that.
us?
No, I'm just not doing that. I'm not doing that.
It's a rainy day. We'll give them that.
No.
I don't do that. You want me to dance, you have to pay.
They're
me.
going to write in, because we get mail now.
That's
And they're
fine.
going to say, that guy did not do.
If you want me to dance, you gotta pay.
This is not a dance.
That's a dance.
That's not a dance.
That was a dance.
So,
He was
4-day
almost twerking right there.
4-day extravaganza. First day, Thursday, June 17th.
What are you looking at?
Is a camera up there.
Oh.
So you feeling more at home now, right?
I'm not, but go ahead.
Okay,
I
so
feel comfortable.
June, you should feel comfortable. This is the
setting.
Princess Palace.
All right.
Yep.
Bring my book. Go
So
ahead.
June 17th, we are at Detroit PAL. Is it Detroit PAL or is it just PAL?
It's Detroit PAL.
Because they changed their name from what to
It
what?
used to be Think Detroit PAL.
Okay,
Now
so it's
just
Detroit PAL. Location?
That's on Michigan and Trumbull, at the old Tiger Stadium. It's called the Ballpark on the Corner.
So, Thursday, the 17th, the African American Leadership Institute presents Black Athlete Leads. It's 3 amazing events during this time. You want to talk about the first event, the baseball game? Only you can describe it because you know the
You're
history.
doing a great job. But opening day includes a commemorative.
Wait, hold on, wait. You gotta turn around, sit up, and be excited about opening day. I know it's raining outside, and I don't even drink coffee. Okay, did you have your coffee?
I had my coffee.
Really?
Yes.
You sure you don't need more?
I don't need more. Why?
Okay.
Am I making you upset? Am I bringing
No.
you down?
It's a
I'm
rainy
excited.
day.
I'm excited about opening day. Let me say that. And but I'm sitting here thinking about all the things we got to do because we less than 21
Okay,
days out.
but
here, let me.
We got 20 minutes.
I got you.
To
Real
tell
quick.
the people.
Real quick. All right. So you want me to do it fast? You want me to do?
No, I don't want you to do it like you enjoy it. Like, I am excited about opening day in this baseball game and who's going to be at this baseball game and who do you think going to get their butt whipped at this baseball game.
I can care
but
less.
I want to see
who wins.
I want to see the elected officials lose.
So it's a 102-year-old commemorative game. 102 years ago, the Detroit Stars came to existence.
Who are the Detroit Stars?
Detroit Stars is recognized as the Detroit Negro team that played for the Negro League back in the day. The Negro League started 100 years ago, and the Detroit Stars started 2 years prior to that. And there was multiple games played, one of which was against a team called the Detroit Diplomats, prior to the Negro League even starting. And so a lot of people say that some of those games then is really what made the Detroit Stars who they are today, or recognized who they are today. A lot of those games then that they won put them on a pedestal. So when the Negro League came into existence, the only team that they wanted to come and bring on board was the Detroit Stars.
I think the Detroit Stars pushed them to start a Negro League because they figured we gotta control this.
Exactly.
Because it's happening anyway.
Exactly.
Right.
So, exactly.
Kind of like slavery. Kind of like slavery.
And so Detroit, the Detroit Stars.
We gotta free them. Hold on. We gotta free them.
Yes.
Because they're escaping anyway.
That's true.
And so the Detroit Stars is recognized as being one of the teams that initiated the Negro League. And so in commemoration to that history, and during Juneteenth, we're playing a game to commemorate the Detroit Stars, all the great athletes and all the great business minds that were around the Detroit Stars that helped to improve our quality of life, as well as help to spark the immense interest in baseball by so many African Americans in the city of Detroit back in those days.
So let's get to the good stuff.
That's the first event.
You ain't explaining though. Let's get to the good stuff. So on the baseball team, you have the Detroit Diplomats and the Detroit Stars. Who's on the Detroit Diplomats team? Who's playing?
All the black state reps and all the black state
reps,
and then all the black mayors from around the state of Michigan.
Okay, so you have the mayors, Senator Bullock, Senator Adam Hollier, state reps. Cynthia A. Johnson is playing. Right. This is what I'm trying. I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get them to say who's gonna be playing with these tighty whities on, slipping and sliding, playing baseball. Don't they wear the tights?
No, I didn't know. They don't. They can wear whatever they want.
You can't wear the tight pants.
They can wear shorts if they want to.
No, that's not fair. You gotta wear the baseball pants.
Okay, so we got so.
So that's the first event.
You got all the black mayors. So you'll have
Mayor Neely
out of Flint. He'll be there. Mayor Muhammad out of Benton Harbor. He'll be there. We'll have all of the African American state senators, Adam Ollier, Marshall Bullock.
Rep Jules Jones will be there.
And then all of the state reps as well. And then there'll be others,
Exactly.
Then there'll be other elected officials participating in that too. Judge Deborah Thomas will be there, and others. And then
we need somebody to hold the signs.
The Detroit Stars is made up of celebrities as well as celebrity ball players from around the city. So, for instance, you got Derek Coleman, the celebrity
Derek
basketball
Coleman
player
will be there.
He'll be playing. Lindsey Hunter, a former Detroit Piston.
It's a boxer too. I don't know his name.
He'll be there. Yeah, we got a few celebrities from around the city who'll be playing on the Detroit Stars team. And more coming.
So who y'all think gonna win?
And more coming, actually. We got more announcements.
The actual athletes?
We haven't even announced that.
Or reps?
I'm just going ahead and say athletes off rip.
I know.
Who y'all put y'all money on? We gonna bet, right?
I
We
ain't
gonna
putting no money on nobody now, because you never know, them politicians will have something to prove.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So that's the first event on that day. Now on the 17th, like we said, we got 3 events. While that game is going on, there is a fundraiser up top in the championship suite that looks on down to the baseball field as they're playing.
Right.
The fundraiser is to support
Detroit PAL and the J.D. White Play Foundation. Really, it's to support youth sports programs and after-school programs. And we have chosen 2 groups to work with initially, and that's Detroit PAL and the J.D. White Play Foundation. Detroit PAL is the largest youth sports program in the state of Michigan. A lot of people don't know that community groups benefit from Detroit PAL. I mean, there are jobs created just because Detroit PAL is in existence right now. And so they have a huge imprint not only on the city, but also the state of Michigan. And then right now, in the midst after the pandemic, if there's one organization or group industry that's going to lose after all this money is dumped into the state, if there's one industry that's going to lose, it's going to be youth sports and after-school programs.
So that's the why. That is why we have chosen to
start raising
pour
money
into help the
right. And we're asking for other, and so we start raising money now. And in the midst of doing all of this, we're making the whole notion. We're making people aware of the fact that there's a looming hole coming in the budget when it comes to dealing with youth sports programs and after-school programs. So it's a party for a purpose. A lot of people, like this weekend, a lot of people will rent this space to throw a party.
Yes.
Like this weekend, there's
somebody's
a big
renting
Jeezy
space
coming. The big party car.
I think they should give some money to the PAL when they do that.
But what we're doing is renting this. We're renting this space intentionally to support Detroit PAL to raise money for youth sports programs, and then we also, in hindsight, we actually put our children or kids in front of all the black mayors in the state of Michigan, all the state reps, all of the state senators, African-American state senators that they'll get to meet, as well as athletes at the same time. So it's a party for a purpose, and we're raising money. We're going to have fun at the same time.
And then, so now we have the two. We have the fundraiser for the John D. White Foundation, Black Athlete. We have the, what we just say? Oh, the baseball game.
Right.
But at the end of the night, we have the
Black Athletes Ball.
Bow ties and high tops. And that's just fun. So let's get to, because we don't have that much time, let's get to, and we'll talk about this next Friday as well, the 19th.
All right.
Saturday
the 19th.
Location.
The music hall, amphitheater, brand new.
Brand new, built from the ground up. What is happening there?
It's the first public event, and this will be the 2021
African-American Leadership
Awards. The 9th annual African-American Leadership Awards. We've grown, and we're happy to be home at the music hall. It's sort of where it all started. We'll tell that story that night. On that night, so it feels good. It really, really feels good to be able to have the opportunity to do their leadership awards at the music hall for a number of different reasons. It's going to be beautiful. Don't miss it. It's going to be the best Juneteenth celebration you've ever seen. If you're there, we got like I said earlier, we have so many people coming from around the state.
And then, so the most important part about that, to chime into what our topic is today. You can buy your ticket you can go to the music hall and click and find us on the music hall website and buy your ticket there. Or you can go to our website, My Black Leader. What is it? M-I. M-I is not M-Y. M-Y, blackleader.com. And purchase your ticket for any event you want to attend. Right. But the most important thing about this that chimes into what we're talking about, these are leaders that are here. The people that will be awarded come from all across the state. They have laid their foundations in their counties, in their cities, and we all come as like a big family. Yes, people are awarded. Some people are not awarded because nominees are there, right? But if you're a nominee, you already won because you get to meet so many incredible people to connect with across the state of Michigan. And we literally sit back and watch the magic happens from all of the connections, right? So I say go get your ticket. If you having trouble, inbox him. Don't inbox me. For all questions, inbox him. Don't inbox me. Sorry. If you have any questions, inbox us. But we will make sure moving forward, we'll give like 20 minutes to talk about the African American Leadership Awards, but mainly the African American Leadership Institute, because this is an institute that actually pours into young leaders We have a Jules Jones. We have so many other people that have benefited, Mayor Marcus Muhammad, that have benefited from just all the connections and just learning and growing and beautiful things. So, any more? You mentioned Coleman Young. I mentioned Coleman Young. You mentioned Richard Austin, but you also mentioned John Conyers. We have Elma Stallworth is a leader, a true blue leader. I mentioned my heart, Bruce Feaster.
We're talking about all dead people. Talking about
why you got it? Okay, African American, really? People who are passed on to beautiful things.
Yeah, I mean they're so you know, and the fact that we
comfortable now to me talking about dead people.
I mean, the fact that we gotta have this conversation is sad in a way.
Wait, we need somebody that's alive.
Well, the fact that we gotta have the conversation that you gotta search for.
Say that again.
We don't have anyone.
So you don't feel like we have anyone that's
at all?
Oh, that's so sad.
Well, I mean, I think we do. It's just that, you know, I think that we need to do a better job telling their story. You know, I think that there are people on the cusp of being real African American leaders, not only for the state but nationally. But you know, just and they're lions, and everybody knows. You know, when you're dealing with the hunter and the lion always doesn't get to tell its story. And so we have to do a better job of telling those stories of our leaders to inspire more leaders of tomorrow. Just like, you know, Jewel Jones, who came.
And Jewel Jones is a leader. You know why? Because I've met a lot of young people that he has poured into just at a young age. LaGina Washington ran for city council because she started with Jules Jones and he poured into her. And she's young. So he's starting off to be a great leader, which is a good thing. So before we go, we do a question. The little box not up here, but I'll throw out a question. Really quick. Name one thing someone don't know about you that might be interesting. Don't get raunchy and dirty. Just name a little nice little feather thing. So we'll start with you, Karen. That they don't know about you that they might find interesting.
Shy. I'm shy. So.
I see, because you just did 6 months. Yeah, we believe it. Tony.
I am a master in Taekwondo. I've studied it for 15 years and I'm fluent in Korean.
Wait, say that again.
I've studied it for 15 years and I'm fluent in Korean.
Speak Korean.
What you want me to say?
Say what
Say
I know.
anything. Say something nice.
Say
Cuss.
I'm not cussing.
Say fuck you in Korean.
I'm not going to say none of this because we don't really have.
Okay, we'll come back to that. But say a cuss word. They won't know. They don't speak Korean.
I'm not cussing in Korean.
I'll write down the word. You just say it.
I got you.
Say ass.
That's all. Don't stop. Cause y'all gonna stop.
Look, that's like elementary school.
I also speak German.
Do you remember we used to think Spanish was something elementary when you said
See, I was a kid that took German in school.
But her mother is Korean.
My mother's Filipino.
Oh, Filipino. She's beautiful
Wow.
though. Yeah. Oh, it was her birthday last week.
I wasn't born here either. I was born in the Philippines.
Can't you tell by the eyes?
Manila.
Can't you tell by the eyes?
You were born in Manila?
So you
the
have
Thriller
so
in Manila.
Right, yeah.
So you really could be like the Thriller from Manila.
Okay, so
that should be like your tag.
What is your thing?
Something
people might not know about you that you think might be interesting, like stuff you like to do. Nothing racy.
A lot of people don't know I'm a big sports fan, and really, the sport that I love the most is soccer. You know.
Yeah, he likes soccer. So that's why I played cricket.
I watch the games, and you know, I've coached. I got both my sons have played. You know, I've coached at Southwestern High School before they tore it down, before it closed, and we ended up winning the city championship, or being in the city championship and going on to the state championships. And so, you know, I have a long history of playing and coaching. I played in Europe, played in college, and then I've coached multiple years. Started. And this is my connection to Detroit PAL. This is why one of the reasons why it's so important to me their soccer program.
I had to do my question, though.
I helped start their soccer program years ago. Their little kicker program. I started actually because of my son, trying to get him involved in soccer back when he was 4 years old.
So you did help start their soccer program. How long was the soccer program? Like, how long did it? It's still now, right?
It's one of the biggest soccer program, youth sports soccer programs in the state of Michigan.
Okay, so some people might not know because it seems like I do. I've never had coffee in my life. Never. I've never had alcohol. And I've never smoked anything.
That's so boring.
That's not boring. How's that boring?
That's boring.
You think so?
Yeah. I smoke about a pack a day.
So, wait. The thing is, I've never had a craving for it. I've never wanted it. I was around it as a young child, and I think something like, no, I don't care if people do it. I don't discriminate against it, but I never had it, and I'm never interested in it. I never want to have it. That's cool. I think that's something that people, because they probably think, it's just me. I've never had coffee ever in my life. I am definitely high on life.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
But I've never had coffee ever. Never had alcohol. And I've never had a cigarette or weed or anything. But I haven't seen a lot of people do it. So we are this is our 4th week. Mm-hmm. If you want to attend the African American Leadership Awards, go to the Facebook page or the website at myblackleader.com.
That's right.
We want to see you there. If you have trouble, remember, call him. All fan mail goes to Karen. She is waiting to read the fan mail. Don't send it to Roger or the studio. Send it to Karen. She's going to go through it for us. We'll give you her address later if you want to mail those letters to Karen too. Or you can mail us to your office.
So we could showcase your good letters.
You'll be like, oh my God, Tashawna, he said this. But thank you again. We will see you next Friday at 12 o'clock, right?
And remember, party with a purpose, like Al said.
Party with a purpose.
To the African American Leadership Awards and RSVP to Political Princess. She's having a book signing.
Oh, I forgot to mention that. My first book, you